Phew. Well, that was a great start to the video. What's up, guys? It's Clancy, and right now I'm super excited because I am in normal people clothes. I'm always coming on here in my little like work dresses and work pants and just work clothes. I just live in work clothes now because I'm an adult, I'm a human, but sometimes I just want to come at you guys in sweatpants, and that's exactly what we're doing. It's a wonderful Saturday afternoon. I just ripped the work clothes off my body because obviously I live in work clothes. No, I was emceeing an event, so I did have to get all snazzed up today, which is why I actually have makeup on a Saturday. But we're just gonna get right into your guys' questions because you guys had some great questions. I enjoyed them. Thank you so much for submitting them. If you are wondering how you can get in on the fun next time, it's all on my Instagram, which I've been getting so into Instagram lately. Like I'm loving Instagram. So check out my Instagram if you want. It's not like most YouTubers at all, or it's different, but different's good, right? So we're just gonna get right into it. Sarah Naylor asked, how many or what other jobs did you consider before deciding on journalism and news reporting? A lot. I mean, like, seriously, I didn't just wake up from the time of my birth. I wasn't just born saying, oh, I'm gonna be a news reporter. Not at all. As a matter of fact, fun fact, I literally didn't decide to do this whole thing until December of my senior year of college. So this was always in the back of my head, and like, I was thinking, maybe, yes. My whole college experience was me saying like, yes, this is what I want to do, clouded by no. Like, and the no was kind of less, I don't want to do it, I'm not interested, more so like, I don't think I'll be able to. I don't think I can do it, which is bad to think that, but I did. I had doubt. And so the two main jobs that I wanted to be, besides when I wanted to be a cashier, when I was little, like literally my dream, if people ask me, what do you want to do when you get older? I said, I want to be a cashier. Yep, dream big. So besides that, my two biggest things were I dabbled in wanting to be a doctor, which is like, that one was like really just like a dabble in. It happened when I had to go to the hospital a bunch of times for my health stuff. And so I was so inspired by doctors, and just like, they just saved my life like every time. I don't know, I was just so inspired by doctors, and I still find like it so intriguing, guys. Like medical school, and like today at the event I was sitting next to a doctor, and like I held back, but I just wanted to ask her like a million questions, like what is it like? And like just looking at her, like knowing how much knowledge is in her brain, how much useful knowledge. We all have knowledge in our brain, like, and my brain, like this is my brain, 90% of it is just pointless knowledge. Like I actually have like a fascination with just knowing pointless things, but useful knowledge, wow. But the one that I really thought I was gonna do, besides before I got into this whole broadcast journalism thing, was I wanted to be a lawyer. And this one I was like so sure on. I mean, if you like check off the boxes of like what you need to be a lawyer, not what you need, I don't mean to say I have like skills, but I mean like characteristics that would make you want to do it. It's like, I love debating, I love arguing, I love like presenting my facts. I love that. I love trying to be persuasive. I mean, I sound like a terrible human right now, but I just love all of that stuff. And I don't know. I'm still so intrigued by lawyers as well. Those were kind of like my fantasy dreams in a way. Like, that sounds weird, but then all of a sudden I realized, but wait a minute, like, yeah, you have all this medical stuff in your head that you want to do, and yeah, you have all this law stuff you want to do, but I was like, you're missing what's staring right in front of you, what you've always loved to do, and that's writing and being on camera and presenting things. And journalism's like the best of both worlds, because I'm the type of person, like, I love knowing a little bit about everything, and that's exactly what journalism is. Another person asked, did I always know I wanted to major in journalism in college, and any advice for kids who have no clue? And heck no, I didn't. But if you have no clue, just keep exploring what you love, and don't overlook what's right in front of you, what you've always enjoyed doing. Because yeah, the best scenario is to turn a passion into a career. And I know that's not always easy. Like, I know not everyone, like, it just worked out that like one of my passions happens to be like a legit, oh, the heat's turning on, it's too hot in here. Next question, M. Ramsden asked, how was the transition to living in an apartment on your own? And guys, this was like the craziest thing ever. Like, going from living with 7 other girls, at one point my sophomore year I lived with 8 other girls, to living all by myself. Oh, I said that weird self. It's freaking awesome. Like, when you're home, that's when you want to be relaxing, not doing as much. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I can go out and have fun and socialize, like, go to work every day, all of that. But when you're home, that's not what I'm trying to, like, I don't know, like, do anything. Not do anything, but like, it's my relaxing time. Having to come home every day and like do the whole how was your day thing, I don't know, like, it's just like, it can get annoying sometimes. Sometimes you just want to come home and go straight to watching TV. I mean, when I lived in college, no one ever watched TV in the living room because it was like a speaking, like, you just didn't, we had a TV, but no one did it. It's like, it was such a social room. It was in the same room as the kitchen, like, it was a huge thing. So I never could watch TV, like, little things. Like, I can just, if I want to, I can dance. Like, it's great. I totally recommend it. Plus, the cleanliness is huge. I can't stand cleaning up after other people. Like, that's my biggest pet peeve. I'm not gonna clean up after other people, and like, if something's messy, you know it's because of you. But if you're like me, nothing's messy, because I just believe in cleanliness so much. Seriously, I just AFilm08 asked, have you started to get recognized in public by people in your news viewing area? And definitely not often, like, this isn't an all the time thing, but yes, sometimes. Today, actually, I did. It's cool when it does happen, because it's like, oh cool, someone is actually watching. That's nice. Actually, sometimes it's not nice when I look like an idiot. So, alright. How come all reporters have that reporter voice? Was it hard to train yourself to speak in that way? And, oh, it's so funny that you say that, because I really I didn't think I had a reporter voice. I guess, like, when I'm reading serious stuff, my voice might go down a couple octaves, but I think that's just natural for if you're talking about serious stuff. So when I get really excited and, like, I can't explain it, like, I'm just, like, excited, my voice gets really high. You'll hear that on my videos. My voice gets really high. When I'm, like, I can feel my vocal cords doing it right now. When I'm like trying to really think about something and hammer home a point and process it, my voice will naturally get deeper. Not to mention the deeper your voice goes, like the richer it flows. It just flows better. It feels better. Like you're speaking from your chest, not your throat. Which my voice is actually one of the biggest things I need to work on as a reporter. Like, I just do. My voice doesn't, I don't know. There are some reporters, though, I will tell you, who do like a hardcore reporter voice. Like, they sound like, I can't even do it. But, and I hate it, because the point is not to sound like a reporter, it's to sound like a human. Like, it's to sound like I'm having a conversation with the viewer, which is something I didn't know. Back in college, I would try to put on a reporter voice. Even my first week here, I would try to put on a reporter voice. So much so that for my reel that I made, that I sent out to news directors when I was applying the jobs, I had a fake voice, right? So I remember when I had these phone interviews with news directors, I remember thinking, like, can I keep up this fake voice for an hour-long interview? And like, what? That's ridiculous. Like, why did I have a fake voice? It makes me so mad to even think about. I couldn't tell you why some reporters go like crazy with the voice. I just don't think that sounds good. And for me, my goal is not to sound any different. It's just, it might naturally, like, just if you're processing information. Also, you have to realize, like, I get really frustrated watching myself back. Not only am I hypercritical of myself in general, but I should be, because I end up sounding a lot different than I want to. The problem is I'm memorizing and, like, trying to remember so much information that I'm speaking, like, just not, it's like, it's very hard to sound like yourself when you're trying to remember, like, okay, the cop said he sped off on this street and then that street and then this person's arrested, these two people are in the hospital, he's in critical condition, she's in, fun fact, stable is not a condition, but she's in fair condition. And then you're always trying to think one step ahead as you're talking, and it's hard to sound conversational and like yourself. So yeah, my voice is one of the biggest things that I'm working on. I'm working on it though. Sierra Hamilton asked, when you were choosing your career in journalism, did you consider your early morning shifts as something to consider if you wanted a family down the line, or did you see the career opportunity and take it? Early morning shifts, there was nothing to consider other than the fact that I was just like, let's do it. Like, there was no strategic planning to this lifestyle that I'm currently living. It's actually, it's so funny. Like, today I was just talking to people when I was at the event, like, it will never get old when people ask, what time did you wake up in the morning? And I have to tell them 2 o'clock, and like, their reactions are like, and by now to me, it's so normal, but I'll never forget when I was on the phone with my news director for the interview. I was like, so what time does the morning reporter come in? And I remember like holding my breath. I'm like, is he gonna say like 5 o'clock? And he's like 3:30, which it's actually like 3. I was like freaked out, but then I was like, you know what? We're gonna do it. No thoughts on family down the line. I mean, I did get a lot of questions from you guys asking if I one day want to have a family. My answer hasn't changed from like literally when I first started my YouTube channel. It's like, it's just the thought of that now. I can't even emphasize how much that's not on the, like, not now, not anytime soon. Like, do you see me? I'm just like chilling. Ashley Healy asked, how has being a reporter changed your life? It's changed it like completely. Like, I mean, everything about this has changed my life. Like moving to Dayton, obvious, like those are the obvious things. But even just being a reporter, like, changed my perspective on so many things. I mean, all I'll say is that if you think that you can't do something, that you're not capable of something, like literally think again. Because there's no reason, like for example, like I always thought I can't do it. Like I just won't be good enough. But why is Sally good enough? Why can she do it? Like why not me? You always have to think that. I mean, I hate to be preachy. I'm sorry. I'm like a natural preacher. I just like love trying to like help you guys out. But like seriously though, there's no reason that you can't do it. And so like, I don't know, just the fact that I'm doing something that I never thought I'd be able to do is like pretty cool. You just have to work your butt off though. I mean, if you're not willing to work your butt off, then say goodbye. You're not gonna be able to do it. But actually another question that I did want to answer, what's your advice for getting a better work ethic? And this is not necessarily easy, but the best thing you can do is to fall in love with what you're doing. It's so easy to work hard and put your all into something if you actually enjoy it. And I know it's not always easy. Like I look back to when I was working at Victoria's Secret, that would not have been easy to love what I'm doing. But on the days where I said like, yeah, cool, like I'm making sales, like whatever, like the days I really like pushed myself into it, it was easy and time flew by. It's easy to work on things you love. So if you want a good work ethic, yeah, of course, no matter what, try your hardest and like, don't get distracted, turn your phone off, all of that nonsense. Okay, yeah, that's the obvious. But the thing that people don't talk about is that you need to fall in love with what you're doing in order to give it your all. If you don't love what you're doing, you're just not gonna do it. Like, Tom and Richard could be doing the same exact, like, job and do the same tasks, but if one of them loves it more, they're just gonna turn out differently. Rachel Rudel asked, what is the biggest transition from college to the workplace? Guys, it's like college is a different world. College is a bubble, at least my experience. Like, oh my gosh, thinking about it. I mean, like a Tuesday for me in college would have been waking up at like 8 or 9, going to an 11 a.m., and then I was done with my day because I had one class on Tuesdays. Like that's college. Now it's like I'm a full-time worker. Like every second is like scheduled out. Like college is not real life. It's nice, live it up, it's good. For most people, for me, by year 4, it gets old because it's not fulfilling. I mean, this isn't for everyone though, but this is just for me. It wasn't fulfilling anymore. I knew what I wanted to do. I wanted to report on the news. I wanted to have a career. Waking up late every day and going out every night, it was just less appealing. Yeah, I still did it and I had fun, but like, it was just like, wow, I know what I want to do though. But the biggest transition is probably just like responsibility. In college, they're just like, was no responsibility. I mean, for me, especially like bills, oh my gosh, it's so funny. I look back on about a year ago, like I moved to Ohio almost exactly a year ago, getting my first bill in the mail. I literally was like, how do I even pay this? Like I'd never paid bills before. Like all these little things. Elise Kathleen asked, where's your gold necklace from and what's your workout routine like now that you go to the gym? My gold necklace that I'm wearing literally in like every single second, this is it. A lot of people ask me where it's from and I'm so sorry, but I don't know. This was actually my granny gave it to me. It's like this gold teardrop with a diamond in the middle. My grandpa actually gave it to her back in the day. And she gave it to me in 2008. Just a few months before she passed actually. So that's why it's really special to me and I love it. So I'm sorry about that. My workout routine now that I go to the gym, I'll typically get to the gym anywhere from probably three times a week is like ideal, where I'll go once during the week and then twice, like both days on the weekend. This is not like a schedule or anything. It's just what ends up happening, nor is it like set in stone. Keep in mind, there have been weeks that I've gone to the gym literally once in the entire 7 days, and there have been times when I've gone 5 times. So no routine. But my routine at the gym, I mean, literally, I have just been having so much fun just like Stairmaster, that thing is intense. And kind of just like hitting the machines, trying out new things. I got new running sneakers, so now I've been hitting the treadmill again because my toe was literally sticking out of my other running sneakers, so treadmill wasn't too much fun for me. And yeah, I mean, I could do a whole video dedicated to this. If you guys are interested, just let me know. Nancy Lee 2551 asked, what was your GPA when you graduated college That is a good question. I think it was like I think it was a 3.6. I mean, in college, like, yeah, I had fun, but I also worked my butt off. Like, I always made sure in college, I got 2 B's my entire career. They were B pluses, but they were B's nonetheless. Shakespeare, which was not a fun class. It was honestly a struggle. And then also some like communications class that I honestly started slacking in my senior year, and whatever, I don't want to talk about it. It happened. Regina Height asked, have you ever doubted your career path? If so, do you think it's better to go with your heart or your gut? I think it's important to go with a little bit of both. If you go just with your heart, you might go into a career that is in no way lucrative in the slightest. Like, and I know that's like contradicts, like, oh my gosh, these like books you read where this person just like dropped everything and moved to Fiji and then started this career because she followed her heart. Like, listen, like, that's all wonderful and like that sounds great, but sometimes you do have to think a little bit with your head, because not everyone has that luxury. What if she has $0? What if she can't even eat? Like, you know what I mean? So that's why you have to go with a little bit of both, because yes, I absolutely doubted my career path, as I talked about before. Ashlyn Michelle asked, do you ever get anxiety when you are texting, when you are broadcasting? No, I do not. It's funny, and this goes to show, like, you have to do presentations. Like, when I was younger, I used to get really scared for presentations. Like, I would almost have a full-on anxiety attack. Not really, that's an exaggeration, but like, to the point where like I'd feel dizzy and like nauseous when I was really young. If you want to know the secret is to just thinking to yourself, what's the worst that could possibly happen? The reason you get so scared and anxious and your palms are sweating and you're like nauseous, about to throw up, is because you're afraid of what will happen. You're afraid of basically making a fool of yourself. That's what you're afraid of. And in order to not be afraid, you need to just knock that fear. So when I started here, my first days as a news reporter, my first weeks, I was a nervous wreck. So there I would have gotten anxiety, yes, but like not now. So yeah, I was a nervous wreck because I had to like prove myself to, like, you have to prove yourself to not only a whole bunch of viewers or who's watching, who's out there, but also like your bosses are watching, your coworkers, they're judging you, sizing you up. That's anxious, that's scary. So now I'll go into any situation, like, pretty much, and just like, I mean, don't get me wrong, like, there might be a situation where like I'm on breaking news and I'm like, oh my gosh, but for the most part, I'm just like, what's the worst that could possibly happen? Like, and one thing that always puts it into perspective is like, I'm always at like bad news scenes, like a house is on fire or a shooting or this or that. And so it's like, I could fall flat on my face on camera and like, that wouldn't be as bad as what I'm reporting on, that a person just got shot and who knows if they're gonna live. So you need to think about that also. So no, I do not get anxiety anymore, but if there is like an intense scene or something like that, it's more adrenaline than anxiety. Abby DeRozit asked, have you thought about getting a dog in your apartment? And yes, I have thought about it. I really have. Shedding. I just couldn't. I mean, first of all, I feel like I'm too busy for a dog almost. Like, it wouldn't even like see me that much and I feel so bad and I don't have a backyard for it. But the biggest thing for me is shedding. I hate messes and like, I just love being like neat, organized, clean. Shedding freaks me out. But like, imagine having like a golden retriever just here. Just imagine. That'd be so cool. But for now, it's just little old me. But anyway, I feel like this video is getting way too long, so I'm gonna wrap it up and go. But thank you guys so much if you submitted a question. Seriously, I appreciate it so much. I appreciate every single one of you on here who's following me on Instagram and just like when you guys comment my pictures and like them, like, truly, from the bottom of my heart, it makes my day. So thank you very much, guys. I'm gonna go, but I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.